welcome to today's video in which we are talking about some incredible spring perfumes. If you want to smell amazing this spring, definitely keep on watching. First up, we have one of my favorite citrusy fragrances, which is so gorgeous for spring and summer, and this is Nice Bergamote by Essential Parfums. This is very bright and zesty and almost sparkling. The bergamot is the star of this fragrance, as you can imagine by the name. This is very citrusy, refreshing, bright and uplifting. It's also a little bit floral and woody. We have some jasmine in here, which is adding this extra freshness and sweetness. We also have some cedar. It's a little bit woody in the dry down. When you first spray it, you really get that burst of bergamot, juicy, fresh, citrusy, bright. In the dry down, the fragrance becomes softer, a little bit woody and almost musky. It feels very clean and fresh. It almost smells like you have just taken a shower and you have put on some freshly washed clothes. You smell fresh and clean. This is just one of the best citrusy fragrances for spring. Next up, we have one of my current obsessions, and this one is 603 by Bon Parfumeur. This right here is one of the most gorgeous leathery fragrances that will be so gorgeous for the springtime. Even if you're not a fan of leather fragrances, I highly recommend you to try this one because it's so bright and so fresh and it's so gorgeous. The leather note in this fragrance is present, but it's very soft and light and smooth. The fragrance opens up with this bright, fresh green cucumber-like violet leaf. It's absolutely stunning. We also have a little bit of a citrus. There is lemon at the top, and we have some nutmeg as well, which is adding this soft kind of sweet spiciness. Then in the middle we have some cypress with some sage, adding a little bit of an aromatic feel to the whole experience. And in the dry down we have the leather note. As I said, the leather in here is very soft, it's very elegant, it's not in your face. You experience the leather, but you experience this freshness on top of it. The violet leaf, the lemon, the nutmeg, fresh and spicy, a little bit green and aromatic and a little bit sweet. This is just one of the most gorgeous leather fragrances I have tried. If you don't typically enjoy leather fragrances, I highly recommend you to give this one a chance. It will be so gorgeous for the springtime. Next up, we have a huge favorite of mine, and this is Annie X by Nishane. Now this one, compared to the original Annie, is lighter, softer, creamier, fruitier. It opens up with a blast of fruitiness. We have lemon, we have melon, we have apple, but it also smells like pineapple to me. It kind of feels very juicy and sweet and fruity when you first spray it. It's not as green and as sharp as the original Annie. It's very soft and creamy and just so delicious. The fruitiness at top is so addictive. It's mouth-watering. Then you start to get this gorgeous, sweet, addictive, sexy vanilla scent with the sandalwood, with the cardamom, with the ginger. It's absolutely intoxicating. This is a huge compliment getter. It smells incredible during spring and summer. It leaves the most gorgeous scent trail, and people just love this scent. If you're looking for something with some deepness and sweetness, but a lot of freshness and fruitiness, this is just the fragrance. Fresh, fruity, sexy, sweet, uplifting. It's just gorgeous. Coming up, we have another favorite of mine, and this is Dolce Amalfi, another super fun fruity fragrance. When you first spray Dolce Amalfi, it almost smells like a delicious fruity bubblegum in a way. You have apple and quince. They are very crisp and sweet and fresh, and then you start to get some cloves, adding some deepness, some sweet spiciness. In the dry down we have a lot of vanilla. There is a lot of cardamom in here as well. So this is just the perfect sweet, fruity, spicy vanilla fragrance that works all year round in my opinion, but in springtime it smells incredibly delicious. If you enjoy fruity fragrances, this one is a must-have. This is sweet, vanillic, creamy, spicy, soft, so fruity, so delicious. It's just incredible. It's very addictive and sexy in my opinion as well. That dry down with the vanilla and the spiciness, it's just to die for. One of my favorite fruity fragrances for spring. Next up, we have an amazing citrusy scent, and this is Bohemian Lime by Goldfield and Bains. I have the travel spray, but this one is absolutely gorgeous. It's so fresh and clean and bright and citrusy. There is finger lime in here, which I have never had the chance to try, but it smells very limey and just very citrusy and bright. Then we also have a lot of vetiver in this fragrance. And the vetiver here is not earthy or deep, it's very light and fresh and clean. We have a lot of bergamot in here as well. We have some woodiness in the dry down. There is cedar and sandalwood, and the sandalwood kind of adds this creamy softness in the fragrance. It's absolutely stunning if you're looking for something very fresh and citrusy and bright, but very elegant and clean, a little bit woody. This is just the perfect option. Coming up, we have Gentle Fluidity Silver by MFK. This is one of my most favorite fresh, clean fragrances to smell on a man. This is so elegant, so sexy. It's so clean. It's so musky. It smells like you have just taken a shower. You have put on some freshly washed clothes, a freshly washed white shirt. You smell sexy and elegant and clean. This is just perfection for me. It smells like laundry, but in the very best way possible. It's fresh and musky and a little bit woody. The juniper berries are green and aromatic. This is just one of the most addictive, clean fragrances in my opinion. Next up we have another sample, and this is the Blazing Mr Sam by Penhaligon. This is such an addictive, sexy, seductive fragrance. It has a lot of deep, rich, spicy notes in here. There is a lot of cardamom, there is a lot of cinnamon as well, a lot of tobacco and vanilla, some woodiness. And when you look at the notes, you would never imagine that this would be so fresh as well. It smells very fresh to me. Yes, it's rich and sweet and spicy, but the spiciness and the sweetness are so soft and well balanced that it smells incredible. The freshness in here, I have no idea where it's coming from, but it smells very fresh and addictive, sexy, sweet and seductive. This is honestly incredible. This would make such a gorgeous date night scent for the springtime. If you're looking for something with freshness but some sweetness and deepness, you have to try this one. It's blended to perfection. Next up we have another sexy date night fragrance, and this one is Soho by Superz. This also has a lot of rich, sweet, intoxicating, powerful notes. We have agarwood, we have tobacco, there's a lot of vanilla, we also have a little bit of sandalwood, a lot of amber. It's musky, it's a little bit woody, but also we have an addictive coconut note in here, which just makes it super irresistible, very sexy, sweet and spicy, and that coconut is just to die for. This fragrance reminds me a little bit of Alexandria 2 by Xerjoff. We have that deep, warm, sweet, vanillic woodiness, but we have a coconut note added in here, so it's not the same, but it definitely reminds me of Alexandria. So if you enjoy this fragrance, you would absolutely love this one. Coconutty, sweet, ambery, musky and a little bit powdery. This is just seduction in a bottle. Next up we have Eclectique, and this one is a delicious, sweet, fruity, intoxicating, sexy scent with some deepness and richness. We have a lot of honey and tobacco in here, which are soft and they're not too powerful or strong. The honey is not sticky, it's not overly sweet. We also have an addictive apple note in here, so crisp and fresh and just very fruity. Then we also have a little bit of oak moss, we have some cardamom adding some spiciness, we have a lot of musk in the dry down, a little bit of patchouli. This is just an incredibly well done fragrance, addictive, fruity, sweet, a little bit fresh and green. In the dry down, this one becomes very musky and clean, very fresh, but still with an elegant, delicate sweetness, fruitiness and spiciness. Incredible. If you enjoy honey tobacco fragrances with some fruitiness, you have to try this one. And last but not least, we have one of the most perfect fresh fragrances for spring and summer, and this is Torino 21 by Xerjoff. I am just obsessed with this fragrance. It's so elegant but so fresh and clean. It's very green and herbal, a little bit citrusy. We have a lot of mintiness going on in here. It's a little bit cooling. It's so fresh and so green. It's absolutely stunning. It kind of smells like a shower gel in a way, but honestly in the best way possible. So musky, refreshing, elegant, sexy. This is just the perfect clean scent for any man. If you wear this one during the spring and summertime, I guarantee you, you will be the best smelling person. It's a compliment getter. People love this one. It's super long lasting. It projects. It's just the perfect clean, green, aromatic, fresh fragrance. So this was all for today, guys. These are some of my favorite spring fragrances for men at the moment. Please let me know down in the comments what are your favorite spring perfumes. If you stayed up until the end of the video, as always, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoy the content, consider subscribing to the channel, and I will see you next time.